Okay, hey guys, how's it going? It's Miyoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. I'm live from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. How are you guys doing? Sorry I'm late. Just got back from Tokyo last night and my husband had to make a speech in the middle of the night. I think he made a speech at like 1 p.m. or 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. in the morning, and we went to bed like definitely past 2, and I fell asleep probably like 3 a.m. or something like that. But anyway, yeah, he spoke at this forum called Post Russia Forum. The Free Nations of Post Russia Forum? It's a long name, but we call it Post Russia Forum, and it was held, I believe it was in Paris. Like I don't know which was first, London and Paris, but they held the forum, and my husband was an online speaker last night. I mean, for them, it was in daytime, but we have time difference, as you know. And yeah, my husband talked about what the declaration that we all confirmed at our forum here. When they held it here, and then we had the declaration, and he talked about it and how Russia reacted to that, like Russian Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, like they reacted saying that, oh, Japanese government that must have had something to do with the holdings, like they must have approved the event to be held at the National Diamond building, which is false. And so my husband talked about it, and he wanted to talk about nuclear weapons because I believe that at the forum this time, they are talking about the abolishment of nuclear weapons because Russia is using nuclear threats, right? And my husband wanted to talk about it, but then his time was up, so he couldn't fully get to that. But anyway, I'm so happy that you guys are here. Thank you so much. Super chat, yes. And the founders of Foreseeing the Future, they would have written a very different Second Amendment. A well-protected public, being necessary to the security of free state, the duty of the people to keep and bear arms shall be enforced. Thank you so much. I'll have to catch the rerun. Thank you. I always appreciate it. So this is a free show. Like you can watch for free and ask me questions, and I will ask as much as I can about Japan or the theme that I put in the title. And yeah, super chat will be appreciated because I do this for free. Ahoy, beautiful people. Israel, yes. Hello, Yoko-san. Hello, sorry, I'm late. Hello, Yoko. And Hide is not here. I think he went outside to do some errands or write some errands. How goes your art sales? None. You see my art on both sides. I draw sometimes, and they are available on my Etsy store. So please check that out. A link in the description box below. My internet, is it slow? Or is it my computer, I wonder? What is it? Hello? Hello? I'm like so slow. Am I back? Okay, anyway, I guess that the audio works, so I'll keep talking, okay? Man, I should complain to whatever company that we like, whatever service that we are using. Anyway, hi Yoko and Hida, what's new in Japan? What is LDP policy on how to deal with the inflation in Japan, if any? They're talking about it's rumored that we will have a national election soon. I don't know how soon though. Like there are different scenarios that I hear, but it's whether very soon or early next year. And LDP is now talking about taxation, like about tax. And we are hearing a bit about the like reducing, reducing the tax, and not consumption tax, but for those who can earn money, like we are talking about, what is it called in English? about income tax. That's literal. Huh. Income tax, reduce the income tax for those who can earn money, and for those who cannot earn, they should receive money, which we have gotten through taxation. So that's something that we are hearing right now, but there like it's the problem of our governing party is that they say different things, and also like they trick us with the titles of all the policies, so we don't fully know what they're talking about. And also I think that the LDP right now is just shooting random things to see how people react so that they can decide what to do. So I don't know, like every day I feel like I'm hearing different things, but maybe that's because I'm not carefully looking at the news right now. But yeah, but we have this argument that could the taxation, like could the is it reduce, like how do you wait, tax reduction, cutting tax, can that be a the theme or the point to have a national election? Because we are talking about the dissolving the House of Representatives. Why do I not know the fundamental, like basic expressions in House of Representatives dissolve, yeah, general election. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. Man, I need a stronger computer or my husband needs to clean up the desktop because it's creating this huge fan sound. Yoko waiting for Yoko at 1 a.m. Oh no! Hi guys, hey. Yes, I was late. I saw on Twitter a huge population of Japan gather in Shibuya to show support to Israel. That made me so happy. I love Japan for that. They understand terrorism and real victims. I have no idea who they are though. What you need to know about Japanese people is that ordinary Japanese people don't protest. We don't demonstrate. Ordinary people not interested in politics. They may have like preferences, or the general idea or image of, oh, I like this or I don't, or this sounds good or bad. Like it's very casual and not too serious. And but generally speaking, we love peace. Like we are taught, we are brainwashed by the left biased education that war is bad. It's bad. Like even if it's a war to protect your country, we are taught that it's a bad thing to do. So we are forever brainwashed to believe that, you just have to make sure that nobody fights. That's the mentality of the mass here. And those people that were siding with Israel in Shibuya, Tokyo, I think they were singing, and those who sing at protests and so on are usually religious people, like some kind of religious group. Always like religious groups somehow sing. It's a weird thing. It's a culture, like it's their culture. And so like when I heard them sing, I'm like, oh, like probably something to do with some kind of like Jewish religious group. I have no idea, but you have to look into who is holding that event or protest or whatever, because it is political, not ordinary Japanese people. Ordinary people, even if they want to, raise their voice, they don't know how to hold a political event. Even if it's just a protest in the city, we need permissions to do that because we occupy the streets and so on, and there are laws about streets and roads. So we have to first, like when we want to protest in Japan, we have to fill the form at the police station to ask for the permission to use that road, right? Nobody knows about it. Okay, no, unless you're an activist or some kind of, you know, person who works for an organization. You have no idea what it's like. So yeah, that's why I'm like, like, who are they? Hello, Yoko-san. Oh yeah, Hide is back. He came home. Yoko looks elegant as always. Thank you. I try. I was so tired. But today I'm feeling very energetic. I have a high energy, and maybe because it's just sugar high. I'm when my husband and I were in Tokyo, like yesterday, we met this guy from Ingria. Ingria meaning like one of the nation states that are oppressed by Russia, and he wants Ingria to get independent. And we were talking, in person, and he, we were sightseeing too simultaneously, like while discussing political things, right? And he bought us these dried fruits that are sugary. It's healthy, and but at the same time, it's very like sugary, right? It's dried fruits, and I ate a lot of them this morning. And I feel like, oh, I'm like a little kid. Yoko, you and Dr. Steve Turley really need to meet and collab. Who is that again? Steve Turley. Wait, musician? No, News Testament scholar, former classical guitarist. Is that the guy? Like, how do I meet new people? Cool. Oh man, if he's into music, we can talk about music too. Cool. How's it going, Yuko? 今、岐阜県に住んでいます。おお、それはそれは。岐阜県、どうですか？岐阜は行ったことがありません。うん。岐阜。My friend was from Gifu though. When I was in university in Osaka, she moved to Osaka from Gifu, and yeah, she was fun. I went to Tokyo and it was really cool and clean place. I like New York City, but I see some homeless people scream at women. Yeah. I want to visit New York City one day, but not now. Not when the illegal immigrants are everywhere. It's crazy. Like, liberal states are kind of like, to an outsider, liberal states in the US are fascinating, like it's so American, but modern version of America, and which you see on TV and movies and so on. And I'm very curious, right? Like I want to see that in person. Like I want to feel the atmosphere and what it's like, all the buildings and so on, like what it's like. Like it's different in person, so I want to see that. But I'm too scared, especially after COVID. The Asian hate by the Black people generally. I don't know if white people are beating up Asians too, but like I have seen the footage of like Asian women, beat up by Black people, and that's scary. I'm a small, tiny Asian, so I should probably hang out with like big, buff Americans, like to have them around, and I can be safe in the crowd. That's what I should do probably when I visit the US. Hey Yoko, I hope things are well in the land of the rising sun. Yes, thank you. We are not actually affected by what's going on in Israel as much as I thought. So that's good. Like I was scared, I was I felt like I should be aware of terrorists as I tweeted. Because they Hamas said that they were gonna do, or they like their actions globally on Friday the 13th. So I was like, oh, maybe something will happen here, but I don't think that anything happened. Sorry, I keep punching my microphone. Yeah, I, I I haven't checked the news though. Like, but as far as I know, there's no confusion here, so that's good. But I've seen the footage of Sweden and London and lots of those who are cheering for Palestine. It's so weird because Hamas is a terrorist organization, and which is politically speaking, it's different from Palestine, right? Is it this correct pronunciation? Right. Palestine. Okay. How I study English. But yeah, it's crazy, and it's that's the diversity, right? That the left pushes. And I saw this interesting tweet yesterday or today about how what the U.S. Democrats are feeling right now because like a Jewish, I think it was talking about Jewish Jewish U.S. Democrats, right? But because of Biden's policy, poor policies on a global stage, this has happened, right? All this confusion in Israel, and so it's a failure of Biden administration. But Jewish people, there are of course like there are Jewish people that support the Republican Party, but at the same time there are Jewish people that support the Democratic Party, and there's a question like, how do they feel? Like those who are supporting the Jewish people that are supporting the Democratic Party, what are they feeling right now? Like, do they realize the mistake of themselves? But I think this is a good wake up call though, for many people on the left side. And I often see like, oh, like, both should just calm down and talk and stuff like that. Even our government is saying that, I think, because we are an outsider basically. But it's so silly because the peace that we all picture are different, right? The peace that Hamas is picturing is only after they take over Israel, right? Like they want to conquer, they want their place. Like, I mean, their what they think is their place, right? And that's their peace. They're fighting for their peace. And Israel, for them, is the present is their peace. So they want to protect that, and they have to fight for that, right? And for us, like outsiders or those who live like far away, like we want them to just calm down, no fights. That's our peace. So the definition is all different. And people are talking about, oh, let's seek for peace. I'm like, are you stupid? People wanting different things, and that's the problem. Like, why can't you see that, right? So weird. Man, I wanted to say something more, but my brain skipped. I forgot. Konnichiwa, yoga, konnichiwa. Belly of the beast. What does it mean? こんにちは。残念ながらペラペラじゃないですけど、政治の言葉が習いたいです。おー、いいですね。政治はね、独特な言葉がいっぱいです。難しいね。日米関係に興味があります。いいですね。Yeah, me too. Japan-US relation. Yes, I'm interested in that too. I think the rapture is going to happen soon with how things looking, you think? Good afternoon, Japan. Good afternoon. So ought to have unscheduled national votes. National votes? Good. Universal basic income tax based on salary, consumption tax. I mean, consumption when you buy stuff. Oh yeah. Okay. Koala, hi Yoko, hi. Thank you for coming. We see that Johnny Somali has been arrested in Japan after months of harassing Japanese people and live streaming it. Yes, and he's been getting arrested multiple times, so that's good. I don't fully know what is happening to him, so I don't know. But like when you get arrested many times, it's because like once you arrest somebody, the somebody has to stay in jail for like I think at most like two from 2 weeks to a month or something like that. And you if you arrest the same person for another crime, right? Then you can get another other like extra weeks. So that's what the police does sometimes. But yeah, it's good. Like his face though, like have you seen the news of John, like the Somali? Like it looks like he's on drugs or something. Like he looks crazy. And I realized like, oh, appearance is very important. Like you can actually judge people by appearance sometimes. Greetings, Yoko. Hello. I thought the Israel march in Japan was bizarre, right? It was weird. Like, why do they care? I mean, people are nice, and actually, this is really bad. Israel situation right now is actually bad for Japan because we want to focus on China and Russia. You know, just by the fact that Russia began invading into Ukraine, that was bad enough because we were so distracted by Russia, right? We need to focus on China right now, and Russia's invasion happened, and that was already bad. And addition to that, Israel situation is like, and we have only limited amount of resources, right? For like, especially for America, who is involved deeply all the budget and bullets and people, like there's a limit and you can't do everything. So but yeah, Japanese people are constantly talking about Israel now. It's interesting. It's interesting how people turn into experts all of a sudden of all these topics. Now there are lots of like experts, like wannabe experts on X talking about Middle East or Israel and or terrorism, and like they keep talking about it without the concrete like the actual knowledge or background. It's like, why can't, like me, like me, like when I don't know something, I make sure that people know it, like, oh, I don't know about this, but with what I can think with the things that I've got so far, I think like this. Like so like like where I stand, how I think. But some people just wanna appear smart or something, which actually makes them look dumb, but they wanna talk like they know everything. Like silly. Being seen Jay Twitter talk a lot about the LDP getting crushed in the election too. Seems like the new Conservative Party and the Constitutional Party will take over if LDP don't. No, no. What you have to know is that it's the internet. Ordinary, just people with common sense in Japan. They're not very active on social media. Social media, at least for Japanese people, it's the place for those who are frustrated or isolated. So those who are active on Twitter and talking about especially politics on the right side, they're the weirdos. Okay, I'm the weirdo. And the and also conservative business, magazines and so on. They're pushing the conservative party too, but it's because they have to survive. Not many people read, right? So magazines and so on, in order to run their business, they have to sell. So what they do is they ask like influencers to write articles so that when they do, they can spread the all this, they can basically promote, right, the magazine or whatsoever, or newspaper or whatsoever. So that's the pattern that we see now. But the problem is that the influencers are only influencers, and they're not like scholars or experts, and they're just an ordinary person who just has numbers. So they're actually not very smart or not political. So that what they write or what they say can affect the mass in a bad way, politically speaking. So it's been our issue. Like when I meet my like long years of friends, like good friends that are traditionally conservative, when I meet them recently, we all always, like whoever you meet, like we always talk about like how conservative people online have deteriorated. I forget the word. Like we are degrading. So that's what we talk about. Like it's really, really bad. All this internet right wings, they are really problematic, and they just base their opinions on their emotions or dreams or just ideals, and they're not actually analyzing the politics here. So that's so, and like it's probably difficult to see that from another country. But yeah, that's what's happening. And as for the election, LDP will probably lose seats, and it's not the Conservative Party, because Conservative Party, I don't think they are preparing for election very well, because none of the leaders um, have experienced elections. Elections in Japan is very difficult. Like there are certain things that you have to do. I can see that they are not doing it, but because they are popular, they could get one seat, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but just the authentic political view is that LDP has is their support rate can change, right? And we have frustrations, like all kinds of frustrations. And who benefits from this time will be Ishin. Do you know the party Ishin? A renovation party. And they will probably grow because they are already beating LDP in Osaka area, where they are basically like that's the center of their party. And so yeah, they will just get the votes. And so that's what we are focusing on, not the Conservative Party, because there are two other right-wing parties too, and they will probably get each other's votes. And so anyway, many programs are running. Yeah, I don't think it is, but it does make that sound like as if like I have many things going on, like open and so on. Anyway, sorry, I am so slow. Um, so Japanese asking for permission to protest. Really? We usually have to get a permit here too. Only leftists can really do whatever they want. Yeah. Jew is both a religion and a race. Those people in Israel are the Jewish race. I see. Good morning from New Orleans, Yoko. Good morning. How are you today? Hello, Yoko. Hello. Thank you so much for coming. Either way, I'm happy to see a split between Jewish people and the left. That's true. This is a good wake up call. I'm 1/8 Jewish. My mom's mom is 100% Jewish. Oh, cool. Nice, nice, nice. Yoko and the Juran, it would be a collab. Juran. Mm-mm. Nothing hits. I don't know. ぼちぼちやな。大阪に行きたいです。いいですね。Hi, says my husband. That's my husband. I want to learn how the Japanese does exorcist. I'm into exorcism. Is it like you get rid of the ghosts or something? What? There was a movie like that. I just have to make sure. Why is that? 悪魔の祈祷師。Oh, 悪魔払いの祈祷師。Oh, you do that. I see. Like get rid of all the dark forces. Man, I wish that Japanese people were more religious, like recently like Japanese people are not being very Japanesey, and I think that it's due to we are not very, like, people don't know what it's like to believe in Shinto anymore. Man, my necklace is being weird. What? Yeah, like people, nowadays, like, kids are stupid, they do stupid things, and post online. I mean, it's a world phenomenon, but I feel like the education of the parents today have failed. That's what I am feeling. Like, those probably the parents would be like 50s or so maybe now. So like those who are in the 20s or 30s, like, people are stupid. Like, they don't behave well in the society, and that's a world phenomenon. I keep mentioning Steve Turley to Yoko. She should meet him. When he went to Japan to visit his wife, family, and relatives. Oh yeah, I feel like I heard that. How do I get to know him though? Like, should I just talk to him like, hey, through X or something? カリフォルニア州、行ったことありますよ。サンディエゴとサンフランシスコに行ったことがあります。My friend, I think she went to San Francisco University. I went to some kind of university there when I visited California. Yoko, short of a war, they may never go back. We're being destroyed. 7 million illegal immigrants have crossed the southern border since Biden became president. That's so crazy. 7 million people equals to some small country, right? It doesn't even wait, European countries, like, they don't even have population. Let me see. For example, oh wait. Oh, that's okay. I was wrong. Yeah, European countries are gonna be, but like small countries, there are some small countries with like a few million population, right? Or those nation states, especially that are oppressed by Russia and so on. They can be very small, so that's like one country flooding into your country. That is so crazy. Like, like when you try to understand what's going on, like, it gives you a headache, right? Because you don't get it, like, you don't understand it. You don't understand what's going on. Like, how can that happen, right? Like, it's so silly because, as I said before, for example, I fly to America. Let's say that I fly to America. What do I have to do? I have to prepare my passport, and then for America, if it's just a sightseeing visa, like I don't need a visa, I can just go in. But still, like on the plane, I have to fill out some kind of form, like, oh, I'm Yokorishi, I live here, and then during my stay in the U.S., I am staying here, and then I have to make sure that I have like round tickets, like the ones to fly home included. So that's a preparation, and I have to go there, and then I get question like, oh, what is the purpose of your visit? Well, sightseeing. And I have to do all the things, right? And then sometimes they glare at you. That's what they do. Like airport people, like when I visited India, they did that. Like they made fun of me in India. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm a female, so that's something. Sometimes it happens, but like, yeah. So that's the procedures that I have to do, right? And because Japan and the U.S., of course, like our relation is very good, so I don't have to worry so much about it. But still, like I have to go through the legal procedures. But those who just walk into the country, they don't have to do anything, and they can just go and then stay, and then you have a place to stay in sanctuary cities because they will feed you. So stupid. Ah, but I think so that um I don't know, those who want peace, like there are people that even support Palestine, right? Like BLM. It's not. Didn't BLM support Hamas? Did they say like Palestine? Like, because there's a huge difference. But either way, like yeah, BLM people are extreme and they support terrorism. But like I feel like those who just like moderate left notice that, oh, like this is all the policies or beliefs that they were believing in, like it's making themselves vulnerable, and they are creating chaos in their homeland. I hope that they are realizing that. I really hope so. But speaking of terrorism though, I know a terrorist very well. Terrorist seen by China, who is my husband. To China, my husband is a terrorist, and I have a couple more friends. For example, my friend in Hong Kong, there was this guy named Andy Chan, and he was basically a terrorist. Like he was promoting Hong Kong independence, right? China doesn't like it, so he was labeled as a dangerous person, right? He couldn't even run for election, and so that's what they do. And even super chat. I'll get to that in a minute. Um, yeah, and my Tibetan friends, they get arrested for protesting because basically they're protesting against the current regime of China. So when they do that, they are like terrorists, right? Because they all of a sudden like they do some crazy performance, and then that's very dangerous to China's eyes. So like I know a lot of them. So the term terrorism, like if you say that too much, like just like what happened after 9/11, George W. Bush, like he declared the war on terror. And because of that, China took advantage of that. And back then the terror was coming from Islamic State, so or not Islamic State, just like Islam people, right? So what happened was China was already oppressing Uyghur people who are Muslims, but then they got the validation from the world stage that, oh, like they are dangerous, they're Muslims, and they're dangerous, they're terrorists, who are attacking the current regime, so they're terrorists, and then so therefore we get to, oppress them. So they've justified their actions. China justified their actions, all this human rights oppression, calling that basically, positioning what they're doing as that it's, basically they're handling terrorists. So that's what happens. So we have to be careful of the use of like terrorists and terrorism and so on. Like if we know what could happen like that, then I think that we can see what to do, when that happens. But still, yeah. Anyway, oh, thank you for the chat. The Duran is the number one geopolitical channel right now. Oh, really? That's cool. So I should search it on YouTube, right? I only get musician. Hmm. Maybe this. Oh, maybe this one. I think I found it. Cool, cool, cool. I'll check that out later. Thank you so much for telling me. Thank you for super chat. Hello, Yoko. Stay awesome and donate some of this to a Shinto shrine. Thank you. Yeah, I should probably throw your money to the box at the shrine. Will do. Thank you so much. Our kami will be happy. Yes, gotta stay awesome. Let's see. You and your husband are welcome here in California. I live near San Francisco. Oh, cool. Yeah. I'm heading to Tokyo on Monday. Excited. Cool. What are you gonna do though in Tokyo? I hope the weather is good. Right now, usually the weather is good, but sometimes, of course, it rains. Asian hate is pretty limited. It's like 10 affected per year. Then it goes up to 30. Huh. Okay. If you do go to New York, you could possibly meet Princess Mako. That's so true. That's so true. That is so weird to think about it. Let's see. She's a commoner, like an ordinary person now. Like not, she doesn't belong to the imperial family. Jewish is an ethnicity. Should not see Jewish. I misspelled that word. The Asian hate crimes are happening because New York and California and Chicago are really relaxed on crime and don't actually put people in jail because of the racism. Yeah. Like I realized that Japanese people really have common sense. Like I always underestimated the power of common sense and education. I don't know why I'm doing it, but because I want to emphasize. Common sense education is something that you cannot get easily in this world anymore. And I feel like Middle East people, they don't get to see the world like we do. Like, I mean, from, uh, you know, starting from an early age, they get brainwashed. And it's so sad. Seriously. Like, of course, like, you should have your beliefs and so on, and you should be patriotic. But still, like, what you need to nurture is the objective view so that you can think fairly and you can stick to facts, right? But I realized that traumatized people or brainwashed people, are get powerful because they are so determined. Just look at, for example, like Xi Jinping, for example, from China. He is like that because he's so traumatized. His parents were killed when he was young, and he was put in like this. I guess is like a prison. Like he had to live in the cave in the countryside and work there. And he went through all these hard times, growing up. That leaves huge scars on your mind, and you can't think like a normal person anymore, like even if you wanted to. So, and those who live in Middle East, like they experience really bad things too, right? And also like the education is limited there. What a world we live in. Have you seen the bilingual news live streaming that Yoko and I are doing together? Yeah. Have you guys seen that? Yeah, we didn't do that this week. Did we do that last week? I don't even remember. But it's we my husband and I, we hold a bilingual news live stream at night here, so in the morning for you, for majority of you. um I wonder if you get to see, or if you want that show. Oh, you must pass. Oh, you probably are asleep already. Let's see. Should I scroll down more? The left don't want to talk to you. They simply want you dead. They're becoming more dangerous. I saw a girl crying in fear about them chanting death to Jews. It's very scary stuff. Damn. I don't know why people are so emotional. Isn't it weird? Like how, like why don't people work on their mentality? Because before judging others, you have to have a healthy mind and objective attitude, right? Or else you just make misjudgments, right? Like the wrong judgments. And you don't want to do that. So you have to make sure first that you have to train yourself to have the right system in yourself, right? That's how I think, like I have to. So that's why, for example, when I'm tired, I don't go on X, because I know that when I'm like tired, I can get irritated easily, or feel hurt easily. So like I don't go on X to get stimulated, because then I can't make a healthy judgment. So like I'm aware of that, so I choose my actions. But people are so like, they don't even eat healthy too. Like I know it sounds silly, but like if you eat unhealthy, oh, that like I was like, look at me now, like I'm calming down, but I was sugar high when I started this live stream, and then I'm calming down right now. So like food and so on, it can affect you so much, but people don't even realize that, and they're reacting, and they don't think about their problems, even though you're basically projecting all the time. uh, anyway, speaking of ordinary Japan, I just found my friend's Japanese hometown in city skylines. I really like how she loves her hometown. That's harmony. Wait, what do you mean? What, my friend's Japanese? What, my Japanese hometown in cities skylines? Sorry, I don't get it. Oh, my stomach! Did you hear that? No, it's not like my real stomach. Like it's not that I'm hungry. It's like, oh, weird making noises. Leaving for Tokyo on Monday. Very excited. It's been ages. It will be good to get away from madness in the news here in the US and the world. Mm. People have, especially today, people have a problem of judging. I think it's social media is not helping. Maybe maybe what the world needs right now is shut down X for a day or something. Like, don't you think like it's creating problems? Like, of course, it's important that we get connected and get information, but the majority of people cannot think right. So then we should just, rest one day for one day or something. And then they will not know what to do because all the information, which can be just propaganda, what they consume is coming from the internet. And when they are cut off from that, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to live. That's something that's funny to me. Um, hey, Johnny Somali so much, especially since now I'm living here in Japan. I'm an American. There's some Japanese who don't like me because I'm a foreigner and I'm living in Inaga. He makes me Aw. The reason why some Japanese people, don't like foreigners is that it's it's not that they don't like. I think it's just the intimidation, and also because they're not used to foreign people, so like they're protecting themselves basically, like mentally speaking. So like yeah, please don't take it personally. It's just they are they they like me, like when I'm actually surrounded by foreigners in Japan, I feel at home because I spend a lot of time in university in the exchange student building. I was always there in the lounge, and there are lots of foreign students there. And I would talk to them like, as if I know them, even if I didn't. I'm like, hey, hi, I'm Yako. Like, what's your name? Like, I was very talkative and interactive. So, like, I would talk, just go up to anybody that I saw and talk to them and made friends with them. And so that's where my mindset is coming from. So when I'm surrounded by foreigners, like, part of me, of course, like my Japanese self is kind of offended, because this is my land, right? So like, this is my territory, like, how dare you come into my space? So of course there's that part, patriotic part, but at the same time, like, I'm so used to foreign people, and rather I get along with foreigners than Japanese people. Because I am used to foreign culture more. I feel so. I feel at home, but the majority of Japanese people never get to experience, especially in countryside. They don't get to experience a foreign culture or foreign people, so they don't know what to do, or they just feel weird. Arabic death cults have been killing each other and ousting each other from territories for eons. Nothing to see similar shit. Yeah, yeah. It's what they do in the like Africa and Middle East. I feel like they're always fighting, and the Democrats want to interfere and impose their values. I don't know where it's coming from though, because when they change the countries for democracy, then do they think that they can do business with them and so on, or is it like like democracy is their religion and they just want the world to understand and follow democracy? I don't know which one is that, but I feel like you just have to let them fight. Like, even Japan, like Japan has been Japan. We already had the like we established our country as Japan like nearly 3,000 years ago, like officially. But in the but still, like, we had all this territorial disputes, inside of the one country, and we fought a lot. Our people fought a lot, and there are lots of blood sacrifices to come to this point. Like, foreign people often say that, oh, Japan, it's, Japanese people are nice, Japan is peaceful, blah blah. It's because we shed blood in the past, right? Like it's all done. We are past that point, right? And when we see other countries, like we see like, oh, you're at that stage, okay. Like, because we have experience, our country has experienced many things. We realize like, oh, that's the phase that they are in. So you sometimes, like, it sucks that people kill each other. Of course, like, I'm not saying that it's good, but it's like a necessary evil. Like, we are only humans, and you just have to evolve like that, I think. So you have to let them just grow, in the way that they want to. That's how I feel. So America should definitely, like, especially what the US needs to hurry up on is the resources, for energy, like whether it's like oil or whatever, like the replacement for oil or whatever. You gotta focus on that and shift that, like you become the export country instead of going to Middle East and so on, so then you don't have to worry about Middle East or whatsoever. Hmm. That's what I think. Can you tell me about Japan Forward? Seems like an issue or something. Yeah, they are an English newspaper company. It's not like they don't have the newspaper, but it's an online news outlet, and it's a conservative news outlet about, like, it's their office is in Tokyo, and it's actually inside of Sankei Shimbun building. And they are an independent company, but basically Sankei Shimbun, like conservative paper. And yeah, they just run their business as a news outlet. And I contribute sometimes, and my some of my articles are listed in the description box below, so check them out. I write sometimes. I am currently Japan Forward is an English source, but I'm thinking of writing about, in Japanese though. I want to write about the reactions of U.S. presidential candidates, U.S. presidential election candidates about Israel, because each one reacted differently about Israel, and there are developments, in Israel, and how the world is reacting, and I want to compare the candidates. And yeah, like Japanese people have no idea like how Americans are reacting, so yeah, I might write about it in Japanese. I might. That would require lots of time to research, though. La, 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 la. Mm, 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 mm. Kids have always been dumb. The adults are the ones not correcting the dumb behaviors more than usual. Uh, yeah, like adults are not fully adults recently. What I saw in Tokyo the other day was crazy. Like I was walking in to, get on a train. So inside of train station, this mother and her kid was walking like right in front of me, and this mother held her phone, and then it had like baseball match footage or something. Like I saw some kind of like baseball thing, and then they were walking together. Like she was walking with her son, and the son is looking into the screen. So basically, they're watching the screen and walking inside of a train station. And then the kid had earbuds on, so probably the sound is there. So basically, she is training her son to walk with staring at the phone, which is something that the public here is saying not to do because it's dangerous. Like it's like don't drive. No, there's a thing like, oh, don't drink and drive, just like that. Like, don't look at the phone and walk. Like, you're not supposed to do that. And the mother is doing that to her son. I'm like, what are you doing? you know, why are you teaching your kid to, have this crazy actions? I wanted to scold her. Is Fukuoka cold right now? It's a bit chilly, but not cold. It can be cold at night though. Yeah. In Japan, unless you're in the north, like Hokkaido, or in the south, Okinawa, unless you're living in those areas, it's the weather is somewhat the same. So generally, it's just chilly, and in the morning and at night, it's kind of cold. So you might want like a thin blanket or something. I'll meet Steve Turley next month, and I'll mention you to him. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, please tell him. There's a woman, Yoko, with this awesome husband, Hidetoshishi. They're both human rights activists, very patriotic, very beautiful and handsome. Just kidding. Yeah. We have a global network, and I do all these activities with cooperation with, our friends in the world. What is happening at the southern border is an invasion approved by our elites. That's so true. Until that is addressed, I don't care about any foreign affair. America first. Yeah, I agree. Like, if I were American, I think I would be saying the same thing. Because I always feel like I already feel like that, like people are now talking about Israel like very passionately. And I understand if experts are saying that, those scholars and so on whose profession is Middle East, then that's great. Like, please do. Like, I want to be enlightened, right? That's important. But there are just ordinary people reacting to what's happening in Israel just because the news talk about it. I'm like, please, like, don't get distracted, right? Like, of course, like, I want to stand with Israel people, because that's just the natural picture for Japanese people, especially because we are great friends of America and we are on the same side. And also, Japanese people are against terrorism. So, yeah, the Hamas is not even an actual army, like they are a terrorist organization. So, like, we are not going to support them. We are on the side with Israel. But yeah, but like, we are not directly involved in that as Japan. And we have our own problem with Russia, with China, even with North Korea. Like, our people are abducted by North Korea, and there are hundreds of Japanese people still captured inside of North Korea. And our people are not saying much about that. And they're talking about the people that are abducted in another country. Like, how hypocritical can you be? So that's crazy to me. I'm really angry about that, about Japanese people. Like, how, like, people say that Japanese people are nice. No, they are not, when you think about it. Like, they are nice when you talk to them, and like their attitude is good. But Japanese people don't care enough about our own people that are captured in North Korea. Even in China, there are, I don't know, a dozen, less than a dozen maybe, but still, like, there are several Japanese citizens that are captured by the Chinese government and allegedly for spying, espionage. That's what China says. We don't know, but they capture Japanese people. They're kept there. And I don't see any campaign, to rescue them. Crazy, right? And they're talking about all the people in Middle East. I'm like, so far away, and who are not directly involved in, and talking about the war peace. I'm like, where's the peace for Japan? The Chinese ships are invading into our territorial waters. Like, they are not invading. They're coming into, like, entering the waters around our territorial waters. Yeah, of like around Senkaku Islands. Like it's China says, oh, it's our island. No, it has never been China's territory. It's been Japan's territory from a long, long time ago. And but they want to take that place just like they want to take Taiwan. So China keeps coming into that place with a cannon too. So they're ready to attack us. And they also want to make the records of them entering it in order to insist that, oh, it belongs to us, that you see, like we were coming in and Japanese people were not coming in, it's ours. Like that's what they want to say. So they're doing that in the south. And from in the north, Russia has already illegally occupied our territories called northern territories. When the World War II was ending, things were chaotic, and so Russia took advantage of that, discarding our treaty to not, not to invade each other. Right? We had that treaty, but pact, I think, neutrality pact. They discarded it. They invaded, took the territories, and they still have that. So we have that problem in the north and the south, and to the west. And Japanese people are not talking about it, but they're talking about all these other countries. Crazy. Makes me angry. Okay. 春休み、東京行こうと思って、まあ、すごい。来てください。You guys actually speak Japanese or what? So what is our idiot ambassador doing now? any more meddling and forcing leftism? He hasn't been in my sight for a while. Because usually people talk about him and like you would see like the reposts and so on. I don't see anything. He only stood out in LGBT, and that's just what what defines him. You know that he's not doing anything. Like, yeah, people are probably forgetting about him. It's sad because we know him for being bad and we don't know anything good about him. When it comes to China, he is strong against China, I think, but just being a liberal, So there's nothing that fascinates us about him. But for example, there's this successful ambassador to Japan from Georgia. Oh man, he's so good at what he does as an ambassador. Emmanuel should learn from him, the Georgian ambassador to Japan. Really, really great. Like we all love him. Anyway, oh, it's been an hour, and it's like 3:30 here. The percentage of Asian hate is high, especially in Oakland, California, San Francisco, Los Angeles, California, especially in New York City by the basketball people. You mean like those who play basketball in public, or that's so specific. Basketball people. That's interesting. Yeah, but I can picture that. Oakland is just generally dangerous, right? Like I've known about Oakland for so long. My guitarist friend was from there, Oakland, and so that's why that sounds familiar. But he was saying like it's said to be very dangerous there. So. Oh, City Skylines is a city management game. Oh, I see. Showed her someone made her town. It was cool. I see. You guys know it very well. I see. Yes. Even in like Minecraft too, like they create stuff. Do you guys know what is it called? VR chat? VR chat. There are like Japanese places too. I've seen in live streaming. You look Asian, but you're not. When I was in university, as I said, there were lots of foreign students. So like you don't know where they're from. And when I'm in the exchange students building, Japanese people would come up to me and speak to me in English, assuming that I'm not Japanese and from some other country. And some people would think that I'm mixed. And yeah, good times. I'm like, oh, I'm actually Japanese, Hmm. Hello, stranger. Yeah. Okay. Oh, super chat. Thank you. Sorry for noticing very later. Thank you. It helps. Thank you so much. Yes, I've spoke so much, and this is for free. I do this for free, so super chats will be very much appreciated. I have to go though. Yeah. Howdy. Howdy is like cowboy's greeting, right? I don't know. Yeah, seriously, like America, you guys need a strong leader like right now. Can that happen? No, you have to wait for the election time. But what about Biden's health? I feel like anything could happen to him any minute because he's so, physically old, right? But then Kamala Harris will become the president in that case. Huh. That's scary as well. It's so crazy. The US presence is threatened by China, and then there's war in Ukraine, and Russia is sucking because of Russia, your money and all the resources are sucked up. And then in addition to that, there's Israel situation, and both right and left of the US want to deal with that. And at the same time, you are invaded through the southern border. What a time. Like, I can't imagine this happening if the president was still Trump. Like, that was a huge mistake of Americans to not have elected Donald Trump in the last election. This, no, like, you look at all the dead people now in Ukraine or Israel, that wouldn't have happened if Trump was still there as a president. That's what I firmly believe. Because he pushes this strong America, and basically it's like a madman theory, like he's a madman. You don't know how he will deal with you. Of course, like he's an expert of like he's a real like professional negotiator, so he'll appear very nicely on the surface, but what he does, what he says or how he appears are different from what he does. And that's a good combination, and Trump is capable of that. And it's not like, for example, I like Vivek Ramaswamy. I really like him as a candidate, and I see lots of potentials for him. But at the same time, he's young, and even though he's very successful, he's done the best that he can, and I can see that. And but at the same time, on a global stage, it's different from Trump, right? That Trump has all the legacy as a businessman, and also he has served as a president once, so you know what he's capable of, and he has all these records of the great things that he has done and how much he has contributed for the world, uniting with countries like mine, Japan. And and also like when he was, the election year 2020, right? Like that's when right after the COVID happened. And then I could see the reaction of people, like people not trusting Trump um, for them to survive through COVID. But it was not because of Trump, but the world leaders didn't know how to handle the COVID situation because it was the first time for everybody. But then American people, I think, overreacted, especially leftists, and they were attacking Trump for stupid things. But as a result, the world became like the order is threatened. After the World War II, like we had this world order, and now it's affected. And if Trump was still there, I don't think that this situation wouldn't be happening like this. Maybe Putin still would wanting to do something to Ukraine or areas, especially the states that they say that they have and so on. But it would have been limited, in North Korea especially wouldn't be like this. Like North Korea now is helping Putin. They're giving weapons and so on, supporting Putin like physically. With Trump, like that would never happen. Rocket Man, no, he. I don't think that Rocket Man could do anything with Trump. So like this is like Biden is such a sinful man in the world. I think like of course Japan relies on the US, so I don't want to talk negatively about the country just because I don't side with the leftists in the US, like political ideology wise. Like I still thank them for the alliance that we have in between and all the military cooperations and so on, and having this common sense together is very valuable. But at the same time, Biden has caused all these problems in the world because America is the biggest country in the world right now. And it's really bad. Biden is sinful when it comes to the situation that we are in right now. It's all connected, and the US is leading, like it or not, the US is leading the country, the world right now. So the Biden needs to be responsible. But we can't even see if he's actually thinking. Like he's a puppet of the bureaucracy and so on. Like we can all see that. I'm not even American. I can see that from another country. Lots of frustration. The mask is off. Any candidate now against the regime, they see what they are up against. What do you mean by mask is off? Any candidate now against the regime, they see what they are up against. From what I hear, Russia, China, and Iran are doing this now because they are afraid of what Trump will do when he gets back in. Yeah, that's one way to think about it. That like now it's we have the time now. Like hurry up, let's do everything that we can while we can, right? Of course. Thank you for the super chat, Eric. Sorry, like I didn't get it. COVID was because of Democrats and China. That's what I believe. Yeah. I mean, COVID, it first came from China. And what we had to do is to hold them accountable. Is it accountable? Like we had to make them pay is what we had to do globally together. But instead, leftists were attacking Trump, I guess, over mask wearing and so on, or economy going down. Of course, it does when you lock down. And as a Japanese, I'm not against lockdowns. It is a necessary solution, like temporarily, And I know that you guys don't think that way, and there's a difference, and that's okay. But what I'm saying is that the leftists were attacking Trump for the wrong reasons, and they didn't see the big picture. So that's very, they should realize what they have done. Because the economy is really bad right now, and they're actually paying the price for kicking Trump out of the office. So frustrating. That's interesting. There's probably a Japanese way to say what I just said. Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you. Accountable. Yeah, hold them accountable. Yes, that's what we had to do. We were kind of doing that though. I think that especially like Republican politicians, they were saying that like Ted Cruz and so on, and like I have the impression of that. I don't exactly remember. It's a long time ago now, like 3 years ago, over 3 years ago. But yeah, and then they were talking about Trump and Trump is, you know, not doing a good job and blah 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 blah. It was not Trump's fault. All the world leaders were confused. Um, yeah, if things were different, it's so crazy that he didn't win. Like, I mean, your term, like, how you think is different, right? Like, oh, Trump won, blah, blah, blah. But like, it's, right now, like, Biden is the president, Trump is not. And there are consequences, and people die. And that is the crazy part, I think. With politics, with who we choose, others can die. It's so heavy, man. Mask off means to expose or to see the truth. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. That's a cool expression. Nice, nice. Okay, anyway. Anyway, I need to go, guys. It's been like an hour and 20 minutes. This is supposed to be an hour long show, but I really like talking to you guys, so I always speak longer than I should. I love Jews. They did so much for American comic books. Oh yeah, Stan Lee was Jewish, and the creators of Batman and Superman were also Jewish. Seriously? I didn't know that. That's cool. Huh? Interesting. I mean, it's still the good and evil versus evil. Christianity, Judaism. Interesting. Man, my internet. Come back, Yoko. Sorry for my stupid face. Sorry for my stupid face. I'm like, I'm gonna haunt you in your night, like in your nightmare. Because people are emotional idiots. Yeah. Thank you, Yoko. And returned here. Wait. Oh, maybe it's my phone. It's like I'm using Apple Cam. Maybe that's a camera that is doing these bad things. Anyway, thank you. Ciao, Yoko. Thank you. See you later, Yoko. See you later, alligator. We enjoy your company, Yoko. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry that this was late. I know that you guys are sleepy. The nations who bless Israel will always be blessed. Yeah. Your camera is froze. Yeah. Sorry. Sorry. Anyway, I gotta go. Ohio. Sayonara. Okay. Just greeting to everybody, okay? Because I'm Japanese and I'm so nice. Okay, thank you for chatting. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Sayonara. Okay. Okay. I really enjoy this stream. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel, hit the bell, and don't miss my next live stream, okay? And buy my art too. It's the link in the description box below, okay? Okay. I'm gonna miss you guys. Okay, thank you so much again, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.